Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Vishal. We have worked in together from last 2 decades in different capacity. And recently I was there in his university for external evaluation and find out that how he was guiding a different students. And we interacted a lot, talked about different issues. And he has been a role model for many of us. The way he has done the courses of MOOCs in the area of organizational behavior, and to such an extent that it become the one of the most popular course in this part of the country in their organizational behavior. His contribution I have been acknowledging since he was a professor at the Devsmaj College, Firozpur. And we were working together when the scheme of the CPE was there. Later on, we interacted in different seminars and different workshops. And over a period of time has discussed about the number of issues in the area of the commerce and management. Recently, he has got number of projects and assignment at international level. His books are published by number of international publishers. And more than everything, he has been a great human being, helping everyone who is going to him for one protection or another. His vision for serving the humanity and serving the commerce fraternity has been much appreciated by all the colleagues. And when last week he joined as a principal at Aurobindo College of Commerce and Management, I was more than happy that the institution is in a safe hand now. And hopefully he will be taking up the institution to the new levels, the new Institute of Glory. Today, when he is talking about the innovation and creativity, I know he's a person who actually has innovated a number of things at university level, because in academics, bringing out a change is itself is a challenge, because most of us are comfortable zone, and actually asking anyone to do something new is a risk itself, and which all of our administrators are well aware of, that asking anyone to do a research or do a new case study or change the pedagogy, and even in the board of study level to ask anyone to change the syllabi, introduce a new subject, is itself a risky. And but even that things has become too common in business, though in academicians it is a big challenge. Hopefully in today's deliberation we all will be learning a lot. Thank you, Vishalji, for accepting our invitation. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much for your supporting and inspiring words. Your valuable insights and positive response to every event is very productive for our students also and faculty too. And now I would like to invite Dr. Meru Sehgal, Dean, Department of Commerce, to formally introduce our guest of the day.
A very good afternoon, Professor Vishal Kumarji, our eminent speaker, Principal Shri Aurobindo College, Ludhiana, Dr. Ajay Sharma ji, Principal of our college, HOD sir, Dr. Rajiv Behel, our esteemed faculty and dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to trace the illustrious career of Professor Vishal Kumarji, Principal, who is not only a distinguished scholar and an academician of national and international repute, and also is an PhD, MCom, UGC, NET, and MBA Finance. At present, he is working as a principal, Shri Aurobindo College of Commerce and Management, Ludhiana, and has been a former dean, research and director, School of Management, Maharaja Agrasen University, Baddi, Himachal Pradesh. He has more than 23 years of teaching and administrative experience. He is a prolific writer and has authored many books covering vast array of topics in various journals of repute, as well as participated as a keynote speaker, resource person, session chair and co-chair, and presented papers in more than 105 conferences, seminars and webinars. He has also been invited for e-talks as an expert in many international and national events, and has visited UAE, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. He's not only a good academician, but also a vibrant researcher, innovative professional, and a creative thinker. He is a MHRD certified MOOC instructor and has been running his course Organization Behavior Just a minute. His course Organization Behavior on SWAM platform for the last 3 years. He has been a coordinator for EPG Pathshala in Management assigned by UGC and MHRD Government of India to develop the curriculum and e-content for the papers Entrepreneurship Development and Project Management and International Business Operations. He's been holding membership to various bodies and editorial board of international journals. On November 27, 2016, Himachal Pradesh Commerce and Management Association conferred Dr. Vishal Kumarji HPCMA Young Researcher Award 2016 for his outstanding research contributions in the field of commerce and management. Sir, it's an honor to have you amongst us to deliberate on such a relevant topic, and especially so in the current times. On behalf of the PG Department, Faculty of PG Department in Commerce and Management, and our head of the department, Dr. Rajiv Dayal, esteemed faculty and students, I join to welcome you the warmest greetings. Looking forward to a very interesting and interactive session, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Sir, we are fortunate enough that you are here to guide and motivate our students. Thanks a lot for accepting our invitation in spite of your busy schedule. Sir, our audience is a mixed group of undergraduate and graduate students. The majority of our graduates want to start their own businesses and to want to kill market opportunities. Dear student, in case of any query and issue regarding the discussion, please put it in the chat box. It will be surely taken care at the end of the session. And about e-certificates, you need to fill feedback form which will be shared during the seminar. So positively fill that. So, sir, with these words, I humbly request you to please start the session.
Okay, so thanks for your kind words, ma'am, and thanks for the kind words of Dr. Ajay, who is very close friend of mine. And very good afternoon to one and all. At the very outset, I want to thank organizers of this webinar, especially your dynamic principal, Dr. Ajay Sharma, Principal GGD SD College, Chandigarh, Dr. Rajiv Pahal, HOD Commerce, Dr. Meenu Sehgal, Deen Commerce, and Dr. Meenu Gupta, of course, organizing secretary of this webinar, for having me here, and also congratulate the Department of Commerce for taking the initiative and updating the knowledge of our students during this challenging time. So today's session is designed particularly for students, which will help them to learn how to be innovative during this post-pandemic era, right? So we all know that COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting economic recession have affected almost every sector of the economy around the world, right? So when nothing is normal, the things are coming to normal, but yet there are a lot of things which are imbalanced. So it is difficult to manage the situation in extreme uncertainties of varying consequences. So due to the severity of this post-COVID crisis, many organizations are in a struggle for their existence. Government, industrial corporations, medium and large businesses are exploring which operating model would be succeeded during this period of uncertainties. Everybody is exploring. The managers continue to scramble to address rapidly developing changes in the public health environment, public policy, and the customer behavior. And then there is the economic uncertainty. Fine. So, to address all these issues, the entrepreneurs must make the strategies for their business in order to transform it through innovation. Crisis in Chinese is composed of two characters, one representing danger and the other opportunity. Fine. So Chinese are very innovative. All of us knew it very well. So it presents a choice which is particularly true in today's scenario. The COVID-19 pandemic has upended nearly every aspect of life, from the personal to the professional. In the recent survey of more than 200 organizations across industries by the McKinsey and Company, more than 90% of more than 90% of executives said that they expect the fallout from COVID-19 to fundamentally change the way they do business over the next 5 years, with almost as many as asserting the crisis will have a lasting impact on their customer needs, right? So innovation can produce sudden and dramatic changes to the way business is done and the way consumer experiences changes to the products and services made by the companies. So let's try to understand the concept of innovation and strive to contribute for uplifting our country, right? So in order to make this session more interesting, please be interactive and respond whenever I'll ask you any question during my presentation. So let's kickstart the session. I am sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
Yeah,
it's with
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So today's topic is very important, transformation through innovation strategies for businesses, right? So let's discuss the roadmap of this presentation. First of all, we'll discuss about the overview of business environment. Then we will discuss the concept of innovation. What is the relationship between creativity and innovation? Then various strategies for businesses. And last, since everything's becoming E nowadays, so we'll discuss the meaning of E, the role of E, right? So let me discuss here the overview of business environment. Since we all are the students of commerce and management. So the last decade has shown us rapid development in the information technology and its application. And this has changed the way we look at the outside world and the way of doing business. The global business environment becoming more and more complex, competitive, and constantly demanding for innovation. Fine. So the existing knowledge base is getting obsolete. Therefore, the companies are coming out with customized products and finding ways to differentiate from competition. So today, if we are coming back to normal, that is again, the contribution of our scientists, their innovation. They have invented two vaccines which are worldwide acceptable now, Covishield and other one, Covaxin. So that's why we have already crossed, I think, more than 100 crore people are vaccinated in India now. And, the things are coming back to normal. So this is the very, live example of the innovation. Uh, the management scenario is changing in a very rapid pace. We all have read that management is the art of getting things done through with people. Here, in this definition, the focus is on managing the people, because the basic or the primary job of any manager is to manage the people, that we have already read in our books. But the trends of management have been changed. Now the manager focus on managing the work, as work is more predictable than people. Fine. So rather than trying to manage people so strictly, as we have read in organizational behavior, the autocratic approach, managers are required to build up cordial relations with employees as they are human beings, and encouraging them to participate in every activity of the organization, which is the collegial approach, right? So let me discuss here the definition of the innovation. We used to say that innovation is the mother of invention. It is the application of thought for converting the idea into the reality. But without creativity, we must say there is no innovation. So there is a close relationship between creativity and innovation. And innovation and creativity have become critical skills for achieving success in business. So when we are talking about the creativity, so we must differentiate between creativity, invention, and innovation, and how these three words are emerged, and what is the role of these three words in the corporate world. So when I talk about the creativity, it is the act of thinking something new or imaginative. Fine. So we used to say that this student is very creative. They have thought, in a different manner, in a very creative manner. So what is creativity? The act of thinking something new that is imaginative. No, only idea is not the soul. I think the uh, center of focus, but we have to work on that idea to make it into the reality. So for that we have to depend upon the invention. So what is invention? Converting the idea into reality by implementation, right? So thinking something about any business or about any project is fine, but if you want to get it in a if you want to give it a practical shape, you have to do some action for converting that idea into the reality. So that is your invention. And innovation, as I discussed in last slides, it is the transformation of creative ideas into the useful applications. So these are the processes where we can convert our idea into the reality. So simply, innovation is the sum of creativity plus application. So in general terms, we use this word because I think for the last one decade, this term came into existence, and people frequently using it in day to day their life. But we must understand, as a student of commerce and management, how this term came into existence, and what are the various processes which we have to follow for implementing this term into the I think for implementing the application for making your idea into the reality, that is a real innovation. Fine. So in my this pictorial diagram, I try to means show how the idea can be converted into the reality. So relationship between creativity, invention, and innovation, you can see that first of all you have to think about something new, which is called a fresh new idea. Then again इन्वेंशन इज नॉट लाइक कि जैसे बोलते हैं ना हम कि साइंटिस्ट का ही काम है लैब में जाके कोई अलग अलग उसको डिफरेंट सॉल्ट्स को लैब में या डिफरेंट चीज़ों को टेस्ट करके उसने कुछ इन्वेंशन करनी है और इन्वेंशन इज पर्टिकुलरली रिलेटेड विद द टेक्नोलॉजी, ऐसा नहीं है, राइट? सो फ्रेश आइडिया, नाउ इन्वेंशन, and after the invention again a process of innovation. So here you can see that from new fresh idea to innovation is not possible, right? So whenever you think something new, you have to put some efforts to make it implemented, and then only then your idea will be converted into the reality, which will be called as innovation. So one thing is very clear, that without creativity there is no innovation. I hope everybody understand this. Fine. प्लीज इसको अच्छी तरह समझना, बिकॉज आई विल हैव सम हैंड्स ऑन प्रैक्टिस एग्जांपल्स, तो वो तब तक समझ नहीं आएंगे जब तक आप ये चीजें नहीं समझ पाएंगे. फाइन, या. So let me discuss in more detail creativity, invention, and innovation. So I'm taking one example of Uber. So how Uber was creative, then how they put some efforts, yani ki make it into the process, and then they innovate something, right? So creativity can be explained with the help of a very renowned company worldwide, Uber share. I'm talking about the Uber share. I hope we all are living in Chandigarh, and you must be knowing about the Uber share, where the taxi driver can uh, give the space to more than two passengers, right? So the concept which ultimately makes taxi service easily accessible to any individual at a reasonable cost. Sometimes we see कि हम मोबाइल से जब उबर करते हैं, तो फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे को जीरकपुर से एसडी कॉलेज तक आना है, तो it is showing me the rental around 236, suppose. So when I opt the option of Uber share, and it doesn't mean if I opted the Uber share उसको रास्ते में पैसेंजर मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, तो इट इज अप टू देम, राइट? द सर्वर इज वर्किंग ऑन दैट कि वेर एवर कोई भी पैसेंजर उसको भी अगर वही रूट से जाना है, तो अगर उसको गाड़ी को सूट करता है विद इन द सेम पेरिफेरी, तो वो उसको पिकअप कर लेते हैं. तो नेचुरली इमीडिएटली, फॉर एग्जांपल हमारी कॉस्ट अकेले की थी 236, वो इमीडिएटली आ जाता है 125 और 130, तो इट इज ऑलमोस्ट द हाफ ऑफ द फेयर. So that is, really bringing out some idea for attracting the customers. Now, invention. Fine. So invention is the physical creation of a new concept or idea, as I discussed. Uber channeled invention in creating a solid and working business model based upon the ideas that they had formed in the creation stage. Fine. तो उन्होंने उसे चैनलाइज किया उस आइडिया को. और इनोवेशन कैसे मानते हैं उबर की? अब उबर अचीव the innovation through creative idea, made a plan, widespread it in the market, and the results of which allowed the product to completely change the face of car sharing industry. Fine. So all these things are very much closely related with each other, but again there is a thin line between creativity, invention, and innovation, right? So I hope you conceive this concept into your mind, right? So generally, whenever I conduct this session for in a physical classroom, I used to divide my class into the groups and give the task to students to think, to explore, to innovate, right? So it is a virtual class, so I don't know the names of the students, right? So I am dividing all of you. I think these are nearly 95 to 98 students. So I'm dividing this whole class or whole participants into two groups, Group A and Group B. So whosoever whose name start from A to N, they will be in the group A, and those students whose name starts from O to Z, they will be in group B. I hope you all understand. There will be two groups, group A and group B, and those students whose name starts from A to N, they will be in the group A, and those students whose name start from O to Z, they will be a part of group B. So both the groups will write the names of three companies and mention their creativity, invention, and innovation. I'll show you after this activity. I conducted this session at Gibbs Bangalore, and wonderful suggestions, wonderful examples were given by their students. And I have the papers with me also at this time, so I'll show you how they thought such a creatively and uh, responded this activity very well. Fine. So you have to name out the three companies and mention their creativity, invention, and innovation. Right. So you can visit my Padlet. It is a digital board where you can write your views. Fine. सो मैं थोड़ा सा आपको इसके बारे में बता देता हूं कि वेनेवर ये वैसे तो ये आपको बारकोड नजर आ रहा है, उसको स्कैन करेंगे के तो इमीडिएटली आप वहां पर चले जाएंगे, नहीं तो मैं ये जो लिंक है वो आपके चैट बॉक्स में डालता हूं, तो आप उस लिंक से सीधा पैडलेट पे चले जाएंगे. पैडलेट इज ए डिजिटल बोर्ड जिसमें क्या होगा कि दो आपको पोर्शन मिलेंगे. ऊपर के पोर्शन में आप जो क्या लिखेंगे, आपके ग्रुप का नाम लिखेंगे, ग्रुप ए और यू बिलोंग टू ग्रुप बी. और जो नीचे का पोर्शन होगा वहां पर आप कंपनीज के नेम मेंशन करेंगे. और जैसे मैंने आपको ये स्लाइड दिखाई है जिसमें बताया है कि उबर शेयर ने कैसे क्रिएटिविटी दिखाई, फिर उन्होंने इन्वेंशन करी और फिर उन्होंने जो है वो इनोवेशन करी, तो उसके बारे में एक एक लाइन आपको देनी है. तो लास्ट में देखेंगे कौन सा ग्रुप जो है इसमें विनर रहता है, और अगर कोई ग्रुप लीडर होगा बीच में तो वो उसको थोड़ा सा बड़े अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन भी करेगा. राइट. तो मैं एक बार दोबारा से आपको वो स्लाइड दिखा देता हूं कि यू विल हैव टू मेंशन द नेम ऑफ थ्री कंपनीज और उस कंपनी की क्रिएटिविटी, इन्वेंशन और इनोवेशन के बारे में यू हैव टू शो. राइट. तो लेट मी शेयर दिस लिंक इन द चैट बॉक्स. I hope the link is visible to all of you.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, just click this link and you will immediately connected with my Padlet. Right. So let me open my Padlet also. Yeah, it is open and everybody, it is visible to everybody. So for completing this activity, I am giving you 5 minutes will be sufficient. 4 to 5 minutes. The window will be open for 4 to 5 minutes. So your ideas, your innovation is, inevitable, really welcome. So your time starts now, right? So as I mentioned, first of all, you will write your group name and then you will think about the companies. You will have to give me the names of three companies and what is their creativity, invention, and innovation. Yeah. There is a plus sign on this board. When you will click that, so immediately the digital board will be opened and you can write. The people who are from the common group, they can share their views with their peer. By the time, if any student wants to speak about the examples, they can unmute their mic and speak. Ma'am, please ask them, are they able to write on the Padlet? Because nothing is visible. Yeah, now it is visible. You can write your name also. Group A और write your name. Group A के बाद आप अपना नाम लिख सकते हैं उसमें. Group B के बाद अपना नाम लिख सकते हैं so that we can read your views. Yeah, somebody is from Group A and he has written innovation by Amazon by introducing consumer goods along with tech products, creativity by ensuring fastest delivery of goods. Yeah, sometimes they are offering the Prime membership, and with the help of Prime membership, even sometime the delivery is possible within 24 hours. So it is their creativity, right? Tata's innovation, somebody has written Tata Chemicals Innovation Center, where they are focusing on green chemical technology. Yeah, okay. Group B. So please start writing. I'm not teaching you anything. We all are interacting. It is in the beginning of the session, I already discussed with you that I'm not going to teach you. It is an interactive session so that we can learn from each other. Yeah, please write it fast. People are writing, but it is not still visible. So unless you will not send it, it will not be shown on the digital board. Yeah, try to think something. It is a brainstorming session also. you have to choose three companies. If three companies are creating problem for you, you can even write the name of one company and take the example of their creativity, invention, and innovation. Because before writing, you must have the clear idea in your mind what is creativity, what is invention, and what is innovation. Nice, nice. So somebody has written, Google allows engineers to dedicate 20% of their time to work on something that interests them personally. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Group B, first company, IBM Red. Okay. Creativity. Cloud storage is a concept which is going to bloom in near future. Good. Yeah, cloud storage is one of really a sort of creativity and innovation. You can also say that because nowadays we are not carrying any pen drive, need not to carry any pen drive. Everything is on the Samsung cloud or iCloud or something else, right? And there are so many other clouds nowadays. So I think in the times to come, for example, Apple's iPhone, they have the storage of 256 GB. So 256 GB will be more than enough in the times to come. The reason being, parallelly, you can purchase the space on the cloud and explore so many things. And moreover, when you change your phone, no need to transfer your data. You immediately, whenever you will log in, immediately your data will be transferred. Fine. So I really appreciate the students are contributing now. Nuclear power. The French government utilizes its nuclear potential and is one of the largest exporter of the nuclear energy. This allows companies to switch to nuclear energy much more smoothly. Very good, very good. So thinking out of the box is, really I can say key creativity and I won't say it in innovation, but it is a creativity. Yeah. So Philips Innovation Campus is home to over 2,500 brilliant minds working towards one goal, and product innovations enable global advancements in image guided therapy, ultrasound, MRI, CT, advanced molecular imaging, diagnostic X-ray, critical care, and healthcare informatics in helping our clients deliver. Very nice, very nice. Whosoever has written this, about Philips. I also read on LinkedIn about this. Yeah, this is the right way as Ria right in Padlet, Group B, name RIA. So Apple invention is computer manufacturers, innovation something different like electronic devices, software and computer hardware, and creativity it's industrial design group. Okay. So you keep on thinking and writing something about this, and at the end of the session, we will have discussion on it, and we will try to, select the best person who has written about a company, various, dimensions like creativity, invention, and innovation. So I am moving ahead now. Okay, I appreciate your participation. Fine. So, innovating innovation. What is innovating innovation? Have you heard this term? Anybody, if you had heard this term, please unmute your mic and say something about this. Innovating innovation. I'll really appreciate if somebody speak about innovating innovation.
So innovating innovation implies that we partake in such actions which makes innovations much more easier to come by. So
Very
मतलब
nice.
कि creativity जहाँ पे आसान हो हमें ऐसा environment create करना है
Yeah, good
जिससे हम पे
effort. Good
innovating
effort.
innovation.
Very good effort. Anybody else? Please try to think out of the box. Forget about you are attending any online session. I'm not such kind of instructor. So I'm basically MHRD trained MOOC instructor. So I always try to, my lectures are always student centric. So I don't believe in, delivering lectures and listening by the others. I always try to make my sessions interactive. So please contribute something for your peer group. For me also, I'll also learn from you because learning is my nature. So please try to think something and try to speak. Anyways, so what is innovating innovation? Actually, some management experts have openly announced that open innovation is a remedy for all innovation hurdles and shortcomings. What is open innovation? But despite its benefits, a more thoughtful approach to innovation is necessary. Stephen uh, Lindgaard explains that too many companies try and fail to copy open innovation. Leaders like Procter and Gamble, General Mills, etc., because they do not have a strategy for how or why to work with external partners, and they have no way to measure results. So companies like Apple, Cisco, and Google do not pursue open innovation. But before that, we must know the concept of open innovation. Open innovation is simply copying others, right? You must know that when Apple launched their, I think, iPhone 10, so they had a notch. Fine. I'll show you. I have this phone. So you can see the notch even in 13 Pro they have the notch. Fine. So even they whatever the MacBooks they have introduced it even in the latest model they have the notch. Fine. And the same thing. Actually, it was there might be the problem. They could not resolve it, and over the years, with a lot of research and development, they are trying to, remove that notch, but they could not remove it. They can only shorten it. Fine. तो छोटा कर पाए उस नोच को लेकिन खत्म अभी भी कर नहीं पा रहे हैं लेकिन ओपन इनोवेशन में लोगों ने क्या किया लोगों ने सीधा उनको कॉपी करना शुरू किया बहुत सारे ब्रांड्स ओप्पो वीवो ब्ला ब्ला दे they just copied their design and try to launch the products in the market as if the Apple was introduced, right? तो लेकिन ये जो कंपनीज का मैं नाम लिख रहा हूं ऐसी बहुत सारी और भी कंपनीज हैं एप्पल सिस्को गूगल ये ओपन इनोवेशन में बिलीव नहीं करते दे ऑलवेज ट्राई टू इनोवेट समथिंग न्यू फाइन एंड एक चीज इसमें है कि ये इतनी सारी बहुत इनोवेशन आती कहां से है फ्रॉम वेयर इट कम्स राइट एंड ये इनोवेशन इंप्लीमेंट कैसे की जाती है सो वेयर डज इट कम फ्रॉम creative ideas and innovative approaches are always come from their employees their customers their target groups and their marketing experts right अब employees जो हैं वो innovation के ऊपर कैसे जाएंगे और हाउ दे वुड बी हाउ दे वुड ट्राई टू think out of the box so when you want that your employees must think out of the box you must give them the space you must give them the autonomy you must give them the environment you must give them the infrastructure so that they can work in a congenial atmosphere and try to think out of the box moreover their belongingness with the company is also very important and the employee will only show the belongingness with the company when he or she will be satisfied and your employees will be satisfied only when their professional as well as the personal needs are accomplished. So you have to take care of the interest of your employees, right? No doubt your customers are, giving you feedback. When in a business, when you are selling some product and you are not getting any repeat demand, it means that your product is not accepted. Fine. So when the repeating demand starts, so ultimately it gives you confidence that your product has been accepted and the people are demanding the more units of your product. So it means you can increase your production. अब recently Mahindra ने एक गाड़ी लॉन्च करी जिसको थार बोला जाता है, right? Earlier Thar was also in the market, but radically they changed the design of the Thar, and the people, particularly the youngsters, they are liking it like anything. Fine. तो बड़ी महंगी गाड़ी है, 18 to 19 लाख में जाती है, और इवन देन द पीपल आर बाइंग इट. तो उसका रीजन क्या है? तो उसका रीजन है उसका कस्टमर फीडबैक. कस्टमर से फीडबैक लिया, उन्होंने कंपेटिटिव प्रोडक्ट बनाया और पीपल आर लाइकिंग दैट प्रोडक्ट. सिमिलरली योर टारगेट ग्रुप्स. अब टारगेट ग्रुप्स का ऐसा है कि आपको उसमें क्या होता है, डाइवर्सिफिकेशन करनी पड़ती है, मार्केटिंग रिसर्च करनी पड़ती है प्रॉपर, कि व्हाट आर द सेगमेंटेशंस करनी पड़ती है, कि व्हाट आर द सेगमेंट्स जहां पर आपको जाके वो प्रोडक्ट बेचना है. अब थार अगर मैं एक 55 और 60 इयर्स का बंदा है, तो ही विल नॉट, everybody will not like to drive Thar, right? But the youngsters who are in the age group of 20, 25, 30, they would love to drive Thar. Fine. So target groups आपके कौन से हैं, that you have to do, and naturally your marketing experts which will who always give you the idea about new and innovative products. So for that, the managers should encourage the employees to think out of the box, as I discussed. Show them you are listening to them. It is very important. Your employees will only, think out of the box when you will realize them कि whenever they will give suggestions, इट वुड बी इनवाइटेबल, और वो सजेशंस जो है आप मानेंगे भी, उसे इंप्लीमेंट भी करेंगे इफ इट इज ए गुड सजेशन, राइट? Open to their feedback. I have seen lot of managers and lot of entrepreneurs who are getting regular feedback from their employees as well as from their customers. And even I'm a MOOC instructor, even in my training by the MHRD, they guided us, they trained us to get how we can get the feedback from our listeners. So unless you will not get the feedback from your listeners, you cannot, make the required changes, and your product will not be acceptable. Allow and nurture an open exchange of ideas, which is very important, right? And give them time and resources to explore new areas for innovation. So you have to give them the required infrastructure, you have to give them the resources so that they can work upon the innovation. Fine. Now, these are various strategies for businesses. The first one is optimum use of technology, right? Then good governance, customer delight, human resource and skill development, competitive advantage, organizational culture, its values, norms, and behavior, and last but not the least, AI and robotics. Fine. So I'll try to uh, give time on every point depending upon the time, right? So let me discuss from the first one, optimum use of technology, right? So for me, technology is the king nowadays, right? Because due to technology, we could able to interact during the pandemic, and with the help of various digital platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and so many others, we could able to teach our students, we could able to interact with each other. So technology is playing a wonderful role, whether it is banking, whether it is insurance, whether it is automobile, telecommunications, etc. And we shall discuss the role of these revolutionizing, strategies of these kind of sectors one by one. So when I talk about the banking and insurance, right? So in India, government has taken many initiatives since 2018, right? So some of the initiatives of the government I am discussing with you. So as per the reports, 1.7 billion adults who are 31% of the total did not have transaction account till 2019. So Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana with zero balance account is an initiative of the government. It is government's thinking out of the box to aware the public about the digital banking services. Particularly after the demonetization, it took the pace, and now even we can see that the rickshaw pullers and even the street hawkers, they are using uh, uh, they are using the Google Pay and all other kind of UPI apps. After demonetization, GST, digitalization, internet banking, mobile banking, now the government is converting 1.5 lakh post offices into the payment banks to reach in the most remote areas of the country, right? When we talk about the telecommunications, India ranks second in terms of telecommunication subscriptions, internet subscribers, and application downloads globally. Even 6 months back, Geo used to be the number one in you know in subscription of their data on in subscribing the database of their customers and providing the internet facility to their customers. 70% of population staying in rural areas, a telecom penetration is about 58.85% as on December 2020. Government of India unveiled the National Digital Communication Policy in September 2018, which aims to attract 100 billion US dollar worth of investments and will generate 4 million jobs in the sector by next year. DTH subscribers now can choose programs of their choice and will have to pay accordingly, which has reduced the burden of subscribers. You must be knowing that nowadays the DTH is not like the DTH as we were seeing earlier, right? So whether it is Tata Sky or it is Tata Indicom or whether it is Dish TV, so all these, subscribers, they are offering you a very good plans, right? So earlier the charges were fixed, but now it is up to you which channel you want to see, and you can pay, you can subscribe according to your choice. So this is also a example of innovation. So talking about the good governance is another trend in management. So Niti Aayog has brought out a comprehensive document called as Strategy for New India at the rate of 75, spelling out a roadmap for 75th year of independence. So comprising 41 chapters covering different sectors and 7 chapters on good governance only. So it spells out current status and strategies to become a $4 trillion economy by the next year only, right? So talking about the customer delight, it is a new term because earlier we used the term customer satisfaction, right? So earlier customer satisfaction was the key motive of the corporates, but with the passage of time, customer satisfaction is changed into the customer delight, right? So I'm giving you some examples to explain this concept. So customer satisfaction is the perception of the customer which the vendor achieves by meeting the customer's expectations fully, efficiently, and promptly, right? But the customer delight is something different. It is surprising a customer by exceeding his expectations and thus creating a positive emotional reaction. and this emotional reaction leads to word of mouth, right? So some of the students have already written their examples on my digital pad. So I have taken one example in for this. E-commerce sites like Amazon, Flipkart, etc. not only selling the electronic products at lesser prices from the market, but also offering heavy discount through various credit cards, exchange offers, digital payments, etc., which ultimately making the customers more than satisfied or delight ever before, right? So last month was a month of festivals. Diwali था उस time में, and there were Flipkart Diwali sale, and Amazon also announced the great festival sale. So you might have noticed that sometime purchasing during these months, give you a very attractive discount. Fine. So sometime I have seen, rather I have experienced, and I have bought also earlier many electronic products from the Flipkart as well as from Amazon, and it gives you satisfaction when you compare the prices of those products in the market. Fine. So for example, I'm talking about a 55 or 60 inches LED, right? So sometime it cost around 60,000 to 65,000 in the retail market. But when the same product you buy from these websites at 35 to 40,000, so it gives a huge difference. Fine. So you not only buy the product from that site, but it gives you a lot of discount, lot of other coupons, and the same kind of warranty, and the same kind of after sales service they are providing. Fine. So it is called a customer delight, and the repeat demand would be obvious. So nowadays the companies are making these strategies. They not only offer attractive discount in the form of like exchange offer, in the form of credit card percentage discount, in the form of electronic payment discount, and so many other things. When you buy one product, it is at this kind of discount, but when you buy more than one product, it will give you 5% more. When you add one more product, it will give you 10% discount. In the Flipkart, you must have seen, when you add one more product, it will give you 15% discount. And when you buy the membership of that website, so it will give you more additional discount. So customers are delighted nowadays. They are not only satisfied, because satisfaction is something which is always connected with the product. When you buy first hand product, you will get, after using its services, sometime you are satisfied. But when dealing with such kind of giant retail merchandise, they are making their customers delight. So this is also one of the big strategy of these players. And the another is human resources and skill development, right? So this is also a matter of great concern nowadays. So I have just pointed out some of the concern, like brain drain. So what is brain drain? What is brain drain? Brain drain is something like, for example, you are the student of this wonderful college, और आप यहाँ से B.Com, BBA, MBA करके जाते हैं, और जाने के बाद जो आजकल ट्रेंड है पंजाब का खास करके, तो आप क्या करते हैं? एवरीबडी इज रशिंग टू कनाडा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया. फाइन. सो क्वालिफिकेशन आपने यहाँ ली, पढ़ाई आपने यहाँ पूरी करी. सो आई बिलीव दैट कि यू शुड सर्व द कंट्री. बट जब हम आपको इतने एफर्ट करके एक कॉम्पिटेंट जो है सिटीजन बनाते हैं और एक कॉम्पिटेंट प्रोफेशनल बना देते हैं, तो आप अपनी जो सर्विसेज हैं वो जाके देना चाहते हैं अब्रॉड. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड ब्रेन ड्रेन. सो गवर्नमेंट शुड, government as well as the companies should think about this and try to retain our talent in our country only. Talent shortage. So talent shortage is particularly concerned with the skilled, professionals. When the people after completing their qualification, if they are moving abroad or if they are moving to, the places where the country cannot get the benefit, so that is the thing which you should always focus. After a point, you will not find that talented people. So talent shortage is something very serious nowadays. Another thing is the brain waste. So I normally, focus brain drain and brain waste. Brain drain is something after completing your education, you are moving to abroad. Fine. So brain waste is something after attaining a required qualification, you are not able to find a good job or not expected job. Ultimately you will lose your interest, you will not able to give your expertise to the to your job. So ultimately brain waste will be occur. And shortage of skilled labor is also a matter of great concern nowadays, because when people are immigrating very fast. पीछे तो काफी देर फ्लाइट्स बंद थी, तो जैसे ही अभी फ्लाइट्स ओपन हुई हैं कनाडा के लिए, यूएस के लिए या ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए, तो पीपल आर रशिंग लाइक एनीथिंग। तो दोबारा से वीजाज के जो ऑफिसेज हैं वहां पर आप जाके देखिए, देर इज अ ग्रेट रश। एंड नेचुरली जब लोग रहेंगे नहीं, स्किल्ड लोग रहेंगे नहीं यहाँ पर, टैलेंटेड लोग रहेंगे नहीं यहाँ पर, हाउ कैन यू थिंक अबाउट फॉर द ग्रोथ ऑफ द कंट्री? So this is a matter of great concern. So next is competitive advantage. Fine. So competitive advantage, is also a matter of great concern, and strategies for the companies to innovate something new. I Somebody has already mentioned that Apple is, a kind of the company which is always, which has been always thinking out of the box since decades, right? So Apple try to always innovate something new, and the other, should follow them. मतलब they believe in this idea. वो ओपन इनोवेशन पे जाते ही नहीं कभी। और आप ये देखिए कि एवरी ईयर एप्पल लॉन्च देयर प्रोडक्ट्स, वो एक इवेंट करते हैं, इवेंट में अपना प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करते हैं, एंड दे ऑलवेज ट्राई टू एग्जिबिट देयर पोटेंशियल कि हमने ये रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट का आप सोचो कितना जबरदस्त टीम चलता होगा उनका, और पूरा थ्रू आउट द ईयर कितनी इनोवेशन के ऊपर उनके इंजीनियर्स काम करते होंगे, और वो ऐसे ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स लेके आते हैं। नेचुरली टिल डेट, जैसे अभी जो उनका लेटेस्ट प्रोडक्ट है आईफोन 13 प्रो मैक्स और 13 प्रो, द कैमरा विच दे आर यूजिंग, इट इज द बेस्ट इन द इंडस्ट्री, नो कंपैरिजन। इवन S21 अल्ट्रा जो सैमसंग का है, इट इज ऑल्सो हैविंग अ वेरी गुड कैमरा, बट स्टिल उसका 13 प्रो मैक्स या 13 प्रो का कोई कंपैरिजन नहीं है। तो उसमें कितनी ज्यादा इनोवेशन उन्होंने यूज करी होगी। दूसरा, अभी जो उन्होंने नया एक फंक्शन लेके आए हैं कि पिक्चर में से जो है जो वर्ड्स, वो उनका कैमरा कैप्चर कर लेता है। इट इज रियली वन ऑफ द अमेजिंग अमेजिंग फीचर और अमेजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी। हम कभी सोच भी नहीं सकते, आप के सामने जो है एक पिक्चर है, तो उस पिक्चर में कुछ वर्डिंग लिखी हुई है, और हम आमतौर पे फोटो क्लिक करते हैं और वो इमेज को हम जो है वर्ड फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन वो वहां की पिक्चर में से वर्ड्स को कैप्चर कर लेता है, और उसको जो है आप गूगल पे ले जाके पेस्ट कर सकते हैं, आप उसको ले जाके अपने वर्ड फॉर्म में पेस्ट कर सकते हैं, एंड देन यू कैन एडिट इट एंड कन्वर्ट इट इनटू द PDF और वट एवर यू वांट। सो दैट इज काइंड ऑफ द research and development, that is the kind of the creativity, the innovation and invention the Apple is using. And moreover they people are reading your minds, right? How they are reading your minds? uh, if we go back, the mobile phones around costing 25,000 to 30,000, it was in the premium segment. Then later on when Apple launched their products in the market, it was far away from a common man. तो हम कई बार बोलते हैं ना किडनी बेच के जो है वो एप्पल को आईफोन लेना पड़ेगा। तो आज की डेट में जो हाईएस्ट मॉडल है एप्पल का 1 TB की मेमोरी के साथ, वो 1,80,000 रुपीज का है। तो 1,80,000 रुपीज स्पेंडिंग ऑन फोन इज अ बिग थिंग, फाइन, एंड पीपल आर स्पेंडिंग इट, एंड यू नो हाउ दे आर रीडिंग योर माइंड। मतलब आपको 1,80,000 रुपया खर्च करने से पहले क्या क्या चीजें चाहिए, दे आर गेटिंग योर माइंड, वो सब चीजों को वो लेके आ रहे हैं अपने मोबाइल फोन्स में, एंड पीपल आर रेडी टू बाय। मे बी इट्स अ स्टेटस सिंबल, मे बी इट्स समटाइम कुछ लोग ऐसे भी होते हैं, वो चाहते हैं कि आई शुड हैव वन द प्रोडक्ट इन माय हैंड जो किसी के पास ना हो, ठीक है। तो ऐसी वो आफ्टर ऑल तो ये साइकोलॉजी को वो रीड करते हैं ना। तो competitive advantage is such kind of things which every company should follow, which every entrepreneur should follow, so that their product must be competitive, fine. And the next one is organizational culture. So I truly believe that when you are working in an organization and thinking something about new is directly related with your psychology, fine. When you are sitting in a very peaceful environment and a very congenial environment, only then you could think about something new. Otherwise, when you are already indulged in the activities where there is no outcome, right? So I don't believe that you would able to contribute something new to the organization. So values, norms, and behavior, these all things are very important for the companies, and they should strictly follow these kind of things, fine. So another is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is also the new feather in the cap, and it's a comparatively new phenomena. But many companies, whether in the banking sector, whether in the insurance sector, whether in the telecommunication, all the companies are nowadays using artificial intelligence and robotics. So various chatbots are there. When earlier what was happening कि आप अगर कस्टमर केयर के ऊपर कोई किसी साइट को यू वांट टू सर्व या यू वांट टू विजिट, तो वहां पर आपको पता नहीं चलता था कस्टमर केयर को कैसे अप्रोच करना है या कैसे वो रिएक्ट करेंगे आगे। तो आज की डेट में जैसे एसबीआई में किया आ जाती है, ऐसे ही और बहुत सारी ऐसी बैंकिंग साइट्स हैं जहां पर अलग अलग उन्होंने चैटबॉट्स बनाए हुए हैं। तो ये एआई से जो है ऑलरेडी उनके पास एक फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस इसको बोलते हैं, एफएक्यूज। ऐसे ही अमेजोन में भी आप अगर को कस्टमर केयर के ऊपर आप कांटेक्ट करने की कोशिश करेंगे थ्रू देयर एप्लीकेशन, मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन, तो वहां भी एआई फॉलो करते हैं वो लोग, एंड दे हैव द फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस, लिस्ट ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चंस, और उसमें से वो आपसे पूछी जाएगी व्हाट यू वांट टू हाउ कैन आई हेल्प यू, इज इट रिलेटेड विद योर प्रीवियस ऑर्डर। आप बोलेंगे यस, तो वो एकदम से आपका प्रीवियस ऑर्डर्स को रिवील करेंगे। उसके बाद व्हाट इज इट अबाउट, आपका ये वाला ऑर्डर है, ये वाला ऑर्डर है, ये वाला ऑर्डर है, आप बोलेंगे मेरा थर्ड वाला ऑर्डर है, वो बोलेंगे क्या है इसमें समस्या, आपको प्रोडक्ट मिला नहीं, और यू आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड विद द क्वालिटी, और यू वांट टू रिटर्न, दिस इज द रिटर्न पॉलिसी, वट एवर, एवरीथिंग इज ऑलरेडी ऑटोमेटेड. So this is all happening because of the artificial intelligence and robotics. तो ये चीज जो है कंपनीज आजकल फॉलो कर रही हैं, और एक छोटे से छोटे एंटरप्रेन्योर को भी ये सोचना नहीं चाहिए कि ही इज नॉट acquainted with the technology. They must go through each and everything and implement these technologies in their business in order to sustain in the market, right? So last but not the least, I would talk about E. E is the era of technology. So time is changing very fast with the advent of technology, whether it is the education or in the corporate sector. Nothing is impossible without E nowadays. Similarly, the words management, business, international trade, strategic marketing, entrepreneurship, etc., are incomplete without E. But in this modern world of emails, e-ticket, e-paper, e-recharge, e-transfer, e-governance, and e-commerce, never forget our God, which is called Ishwar, who makes everything easy for everyone every day. And E is the most eminent letter of the English alphabet. Men or women don't exist without E. House or home can't be made without E. Bread or butter can't be found without E. And E is the beginning of existence and the end of your trouble. It is not at all in war, but twice in peace, right? So it is once in hell, but twice in heaven. Fine. So E represented in emotions, hence all emotional relations like father, mother, brother, sister, wife, and friends have E in them. It is my belief. So E also represents effort and energy. Hence, to be better from good, both E's are added. Without E, we would have no love, life, wife, friends, or hope. And see, hear, smell, or taste as eye, ear, nose, and tongue are incomplete without E. So finally, no life and death without E, right? So hence, go with E, but my suggestion without ego, right? So thank you very much for listening me very patiently, and thanks for the organizers, Dr. Ajay Sharma, principal, for giving me opportunity to interact with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insight and guidance for our students. I'm sure they will learn a lot, especially the commerce students, about the transformation. Now there's an interactive session. Please, it's open for discussion. If any student want to ask something from our guest speaker, one or two queries are there, sir. One of the student want to ask, what's the difference between innovative and creativity?
Actually, as I discussed earlier, that innovation is creativity is just an idea, and without creativity, innovation cannot be possible because the innovation is the sum of creativity plus application. So, in order to innovate something, you have to be creative because creativity is a stage where you have to think about new idea, then put some efforts and put it into the process, apply something, and then only it will give you the results, right? So creativity plus application is the innovation.
Yes, sir. So one more question: how did COVID-19, 20 or pandemic affect the business creativity, business innovation, and business brand image?
Yeah, actually,
How we can overcome that?
yeah. What my observation is naturally COVID-19 pandemic was the era where nobody has seen that, right? So nobody has seen whether he is a student or is a teacher or is a businessman, anybody, right? We first time we have seen that, and I'm just sharing with you my experience when there was some relaxation in the lockdown last year in the month of July or August. I first time visited some of the places in Zirakpur and Panchkula and was very depressed to see that some of the some of the shops were closed, right? So might be the reason people were not able to pay their rent, and naturally due to lack of sales, lack of the revenues, because in the earlier 1 or 2 months, some of that landlord they didn't charge the rent from the shopkeepers, but later on people start charging it and the sales were affected. And ultimately what happened, we came across the lot of lot of losses and a lot of other things in the market. But here start the thinking something out of the box. Those people who started their sometime new businesses, or even the change the style of doing their business. They used recent practices, and sometime they were not having the exposure of technology, but they started innovating innovation. They started exhibiting their products on some of the retail sites, and starts the home delivery, and start the so many other things. So many of the businesses after some time recovered. Fine. So now the economy is also, I believe it is overcoming from that phase. And in the times to come, you will see that we again will be at the top of our economic growth, and again achieve our desired targets.
Yes, sir. Yes. One more query, sir. How do students can support spot opportunities for innovations as they are
there
just
is there is
starting?
always there is always an opportunity for the innovation. I believe that. And for skilled employees, everyone is looking for skilled employees. Normally people says that there are scarcity of the jobs in the market, but I believe that for skilled people, people always are looking for employees who are skilled employees, or who are good employees. I believe that. Even some people say that remunerations are not very good nowadays in the market, but my perspective is something different, right? So people want to hire the employees who are skilled employees, who are talented, and the percentage of those talented and skilled employees is very less. People are not working on increasing their for uplifting or upgrading their skills, but they are wasting time in so many other things. So I believe that it is time to focus on upskilling, upskilling your knowledge, and try to focus on with very positive, with a very high positivity. Try to focus on various avenues, and you will definitely be succeeding.
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Because of the paucity of time, we have to wind up.
Yeah,
We are very grateful to you, sir, for sparing your time and giving valuable insight to our students.
thank you,
Students
ma'am.
are
Thank
really
you.
enlightened with your guidance, especially
Thank
with
you.
brainstorming sessions. Sir, you also enhances our knowledge about innovation for business and gave many examples like Uber, Google, Amazon, Flipkart, which we can very much relate with our day-to-day life. Really, it's our
Yeah,
privilege to listen you on this current and hot topic. Once
yeah.
again, thanks a lot.
Thank you,
On
ma'am.
behalf of
Thank
our
you.
ST College, I would like to formally thank you, sir. I'm also thankful to our President, Sir, Shri Upkar Krishna Sharma ji, our worthy Principal, Dr. Ajay Sharma ji, and Dr. Rajiv Behel, Head, Dr. Meru Saigal, Dean, Department of Commerce and Management, and my colleagues for giving this opportunity and for their guidance and supervision. Last but not the least, I'm thankful to Mr. Keshav from technical team of our college for his constant support.